Hey guys, M13 here, and I'm about to throw up. The older I get, the more prone to motion sickness I get. This is not a good thing. At present, I am nauseous from riding my own motorcycle, because I've been on really twisty roads for a while now. Somebody suggested I go see an ear doctor. He says it might be something that it might be something fixable. When I was young, I didn't get motion sickness. I'd go to, I remember going to, like the carnival or the fair and going on rides, and my friends I had a friend of mine who would throw up, and I was perfectly fine. I would just tease him. I think I would feel a little bit dizzy, but it was no big deal. This year, like when I went on the May tour, I do a tour around Taiwan, and we just did one in May. And on the May tour, we went on a boat. And there was one guy who said, I get very motion sickness on boats. Me and boats don't get along. I don't want to get on the boat. And he was fine. I threw up. I didn't throw up a lot, but I did throw up a bit. I was like on the boat. Speaking of which, I want to give a shout out to Tom, my friend from Wales. When he was on the boat, he spit like a good amount of saliva, and he spit it off the side of the boat, and it immediately flew like the wind. He spit into the wind. And lucky for him, it didn't blow back in his face. But unlucky for the other guys in the tour, I could see it. This big thing of spit just fling right onto everyone. Tom's the man. So yeah. And don't write to me asking for a shout out. I get people asking me for shout outs fairly regularly, and I don't give them, because once somebody asks for a shout out and you give that person a shout out, then you get more people asking and more people asking. So, yeah, I don't, if I give a shout-out, it's because I want to. And if you ask me to give someone a shout-out, I specifically won't, okay, just because you asked. Speaking of which, I want to give a shout-out to someone who wrote to me who asked for one. I got a bug. Bug! Yeah, actually, I'll make a different video for that. Flowers. I want to throw up. Yeah, this video is a reminder that my August tour is coming up. My May tour just finished. I'd say it was a success. It wasn't as good as my tour last year, because oof, that was a huge worm I just rode over. It was huge. It's like one of the biggest worms I've ever seen in my life. I'd go back, but the U-turn would cause me to vomit all over the camera. Yeah, the May tour went well. I had a few people already give me feedback from it, and they said they had a great time. And two of the guys said that they might come back next year and do it again. That's how much I liked it. So there's nothing better than people wanting to come back. Even if they don't come back, if they say that they want to and they really want to and they mean it, that's the best review you could get. Yeah, and from last year's tour, but I think last year's tour was a bit better. So I'm going to take the information that I learned from the two tours and combine it for my August tour, and my August tour should be better than either. And it's coming up. My August tour is coming up in September, and just kidding, it's coming in August. It's like August 5th or something, so it's like 2 months away. You got time to save up, to register. I think I stopped. Yeah, I got 4 people coming already, so it's already a good size, including me. That's 5. There's a local guy who might want to come along. That's 6. So someone else comes. That's 7. It's a good size. Whoa! That's a snake. I'm like, is that another worm? You guys want to see the snake? It was a really pretty snake. Normally, when I see snakes up here, they're like brown. And that one was a fluorescent green. Pretty sure it was dead. Yeah, it's not moving. So, yeah, if you guys want to come out here and see the snakes. Yeah, it's dead. So, yeah, just letting you know. The price of the tour is $1,300 and American, and that's cheap. It's honestly cheap. I remember when I first started talking about prices of the tour. When I first started talking about the tour, it was like $1,000, and and there's a few comments, that's expensive, and I was like, oh, really, is it? And I'm not being sarcastic. I was like, oh, is it expensive? And and then I did some research. Holy fuck! It's not only not expensive, it's actually ridiculously cheap. Okay. Try doing searches for motorcycle tours, even in cheap countries like in Mexico or somewhere. Like some countries that are inexpensive countries. They're triple the cost of my tours. Okay. And yeah, and my tours are fun. So it's $1,300, and that doesn't include the flight. I guess I don't know. Some people, it's an odd question. I get that question a lot too. Does that include the airfare? I'm like, no. Airfare is like what, $1,100? So that was like an extra $200 left over to pay for everything here. Yeah. So including flight, it'll run you. You're looking at a little over $2,000. But a little over $2,000 for hotels, motorcycle, gas, insurance, everything. It's pretty much everything included. Food, like I pay for food, gas, hotels, insurance, motorcycles, everything's included. $1,300, 10 days. This is really not the right road for the Ninja. I'm not even I got the clutch in. I'm just rolling down this thing on neutral. Because it's covered in leaves and it's wet, so any amount of lean would not be intelligent. So yeah, just a reminder, because it's 2 months away, and I've got 4 people who've registered, but in the last 3 or 4 months I haven't had any new registries, and that's odd. And the August tour will probably have better weather than the May tour. The May tour had 7 people sign up fairly quickly, which I thought was kind of odd, considering the August tour should be the one that should sell out quicker, considering the weather. It'll be hot, like really hot. I don't know. Me personally, I like hot. Hotter the better, man. Yeah. I don't complain about the heat in Taiwan. I see people that come here, especially like overweight people. There's been a few times I've met like overweight Americans, and they're just like, "How can you stand the heat?" And I'm like, I like it, man. Bring it on. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So there's a link to the tour website below the video. If you think you can afford it, or if you got some, if you want to go on an adventure. The last tour had 7 people come, and we had 5 crashes. So that's an adventure. So yeah, but they had a good time. I'll be uploading videos, kind of previews of the tour as well. I got videos of my last year's tour. They're around, but I only had 3 customers for that one, and then the last one had 7, so it was a bit more wild. Expect previews of the 2011 May tour to be coming up soon. Maybe I'll just include a few pictures with this video just to give you a taste of what my tours are about. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.